Hey, dear ones, you have just reached your favorite faith coach over here to talk with T. Over here to talk with T, we talk about everything from love to money and everything in between. Today, we're going to be talking about following your first mind. When my fiance proposed to me August of 2024, and the crazy thing about it was I never thought I wanted to be remarried until he proposed. And my first thought was, we can just be engaged. But something came over me, and I was like, no, I want to have the wedding that I always wanted. And this dates back to the 90s when Martin and Gina ran away with just Tommy and Pam to Jamaica, I believe, or wherever they went. And from that episode, I always said, I want to get married away. So my first wedding, it was, I'm going to call it like a shotgun wedding because I was heavy in church. I was preaching, I was teaching. I was growing in God. My mother-in-law, she's still my mother-in-law. I love that lady. She was the best part of the marriage. So I'm glad I get to keep a relationship with her. Anywho, she's a pastor, so she would call a house all the time. And it was like every time she would call, because before my ex-husband and I got married, we were shacking. I would get convicted every time she called. She didn't say anything out of the way. It was just the fact I respected the God in her so much. So I told my ex-husband, I was like, we're going to get married. We planned this in a week. I called my mother-in-law and I was like, we're going to get married. So say it was Monday. I was like, we're getting married Friday. We both took off work Monday, went and got the license. And I wanted her to come into my church, which is a small church. My pastor had just taken over this church. But because of what had happened in the church previously, my mother-in-law was like, she wasn't coming in there. Okay, so she said, we will do like they do back home, meaning down south, and I'll marry y'all in the house. So I invited like 4 or 5 girlfriends, my mother, my sister, I don't know where my brothers were at the time. However, it happened so fast, like I didn't even tell my uncles, and I'm real close to my uncles. I didn't even have time to tell them. So the short of it is, and then my mother-in-law invited her family, my girlfriend Kat, may she rest in paradise. I love her and I miss her. She stood in as my matron of honor. And because my brother-in-law was married, he stood in as the best man. And that's how we got married. So now, fast forward, when my ex-husband and I were together, I want to renew our vows and I want to do it away, but our relationship was so tumultuous. We were back and forth. It was toxic. So we were back and forth. We could never, and then we divorced, and that was that, right? So I have always wanted to get married away since like I said, the episode with Martin and Gina. So when he proposed and I was like, well, I'll be a forever fiance. I dispelled that immediately, and something came over me. The spirit of the bride had came over me, and I was like, no, a destination wedding. Follow your first mind. I am 5 months shy of this wedding. I am waking up every day with anxiety. I keep having nightmares, not about him, because I'll marry him over and over and over. But he said it. He said, let's just, you and I, go away, get married, and come back and have a nice reception and invite everybody. And I agreed with him. But here's the thing. In my mind, I started playing, oh, people going to get mad. My friends will get mad at me. I could hear them. not realizing at the time it ain't have nothing to do with them. It had nothing to do with them. This was about him and I. Follow your first mind. Now we are 5 months away, and I just feel like it's just overwhelming for me. Although it is a destination wedding, the way my brain is set up, right? When I say you have to know yourself, you have to know yourself. My brain is not set up for anything. Ever since my mom passed, my brain has to be on easy street. And I know that's not realistic because lives. But I always need things to be the easiest as possible. That's just how my brain is wired now. I noticed this after my mom died, my mom transitioned, and then maybe it's because I am reaching 55. My brain says stop when stuff get hard. So I should have followed my first mind. I should have followed my first mind and planned. Hi, honey. And planned a wedding with just he and I away. The less stress it wouldn't have been. And then when I talked to my daughter, she was like, you know, it's your wedding. You don't owe anybody an explanation. But by that time, it's too late. People had booked their rooms. I'm going crazy. I feel like Macaulay Home. That's how I feel. That's going to be the thumbnail. I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to wrap it up, right? I'm going to wrap it up, dear ones, until next time. So in the meantime and in between time, y'all stay blessed, be encouraged, and remember, follow your first mind and do what you want to do, especially when it comes to you. Later.